Well, hey y'all, didn't I hear y'all say you want a taco salad? Well, I've been craving a taco salad, so that's what we're gonna do today for dinner. Now I've just got my 10-inch black skillet on the fire, and I'm just gonna add just a little bit of this unflavored coconut oil. Now you can use whatever kind of oil you want to use, and you don't have to use any, but I'm just gonna put just a little in there. And I have about 1.25 pounds of just some ground round, and it was $3.81 at the store, and they had one that if I was gonna make hamburgers, but it was over $5, and I thought I'm not gonna spend that much money if I'm just gonna be making taco salad out of it. So I did not. So I'm just gonna get this going in here, and we're gonna go ahead and make our dressing also while this is browning up. I'm gonna be making a Poncho's dressing. And Pancho's was it was a wonderful destination restaurant in West Memphis, Arkansas, and sadly the pandemic took it out, but it was just a legendary, let me crank that up a little bit, legendary restaurant. And their taco salad dressing, so good that I just really won't eat a taco salad unless if I go to a restaurant, I want to take this in my purse. And do I do that? No, because I don't want to. I think that might be rude. But let me tell you what is in this. Got 1/3 cup of oil. Now I'm going to use this unflavored coconut, or I would have used avocado. You can use your favorite canola, whatever is your very favorite light flavored oil. And I'm going to have about 1/3 cup of vinegar. Now you can use white vinegar, but today I'm going to use the apple cider vinegar. And if you use it, apple cider, you know the mother's down there on the bottom hanging out, so you got to shake it up good. So we're just going to have 1/3 cup of this. And in she goes. And I've got about 1/2 cup of sugar. Now you can use your sugar substitute if you want to. Just whatever type of sugar that you want to use. Okie dokie. And now I've got 3 stalks of green onions. And when I was prepping all this last night, I cut the little white end off of all 3 of them and put them in a shot glass and put some water in it. And they've already got just a little bit of growth on them there. So it's not blasted cold. I can't put them outside. They freeze to death, y'all. Alrighty, and I'm going to add about a tablespoon of yellow mustard. We're going to eyeball this. There we go. And 2 teaspoons of oregano. Now, hang on a minute. My oregano is on the other side of the kitchen because I was putting together my dry taco seasoning with that. So hang on a minute. Let me get my oregano. Okay, I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of oregano. And this, it does have a strong oregano flavor. Obviously, it's got 2 teaspoons in it. But that's really what makes this really quite unique and delicious to me. And I'll tell you one thing that this is very, very good on, too, is, you know, in the summertime, I like to be outside with the charcoal grill or the smoker or something going like that. It's my very favorite thing to do. And this is so good as a marinade for your chicken. It just gives it a wonderful flavor. Alrighty, where's my lid? Where's my lid? There it is. Alrighty, we're just going to blend this until it is smooth. Now, hang on a minute. Okay, now we're going to do a taste test. My friend Carol, the Sugar Rebel cooker, says this is quality control, and I love it. I don't think it needs anything. Does that need any salt? Because that vinegar gives it the illusion that there's salt in it. But the sugar does need to dissolve. So I'm just going to let that sit there, and I'll give it another whirl. But also last night whenever I was prepping all this, because I didn't want to waste your time this morning, I cut up a red onion. And I'm just going to put, I'm not going to measure it, y'all. We're just going to call that, what's that look like? A 1/4 cup of red onion in there. That'll be real good. And while I was working all this in the kitchen last night, I had my laptop in here, and I was watching Amy, and she was cleaning out her canning kitchen. And I was looking around thinking, you know, I think Amy's inspired me. I know I've got something in here that needs done away with. And so, poor little garlic clove was sitting up there in the windowsill, and I let it die in vain. So I'm not going to be precious about this. I'm just gonna cut this up a little bit and put it in here, and it's going to cook down long enough that this is all going to melt and get together with all that other stuff. So don't worry about it that I didn't crush it, or I don't think the whole thing of this is useful. We'll just get that. That's going to be enough right there. Okie dokie. Get these onions and this little bit of garlic stirred in here. And I'm going to put the lid on it just for a little bit. Let it do its thing. And I'm going to get this all cleaned up, and we'll get our spice blend out that we're going to throw together. And I'll see y'all when we get that ready to go. Alright, y'all, we have our dressing all ready to go. And I can just give it a shakeroo every once in a while. Make sure that sugar dissolves. And we got our meat over here that is cooking up nice. And this was a 73-27, so it's really not, it really doesn't have much fat in it, y'all. I'm going to turn this down. And while there's still some moisture in here, I'm going to go ahead and add this taco seasoning. Now what this is, I'm going to put this in a jar also to shake it up. And I'll write all this in the recipe thing that'll be at the top on Facebook, and at the bottom on YouTube, and other places on Instagram and the TikTok. But we're going to have 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1.5 teaspoons of paprika, and I'm using smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, onion powder half teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne, and a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano. And again, I didn't add any salt because you know we're not salty people. But if you like salt, you go ahead and add it in there. So let's just do this without making a mess. Now 2 tablespoons of this will equal one of those little packets that you buy at the store that in my opinion is fantastic and wonderful. But I have all of this here. There's no reason for me to have to go get that thing that is for one thing. Kind of a one-trick pony when you can make it yourself and you can adjust it, because I like a lot of cumin. Now I followed the recipe for y'all, but if y'all weren't looking, I'd probably add a little bit more cumin to it. But it's your kitchen, y'all. You do your own thing. So I'm going to add this is just my big old cereal spoon, and I'm just going to add 2 heaping. There we go. We got about, let's see how much is left in there. About another 1. So I've got a little bit to play with, don't we? Okie doke. Now, let me tell you what I did with this cilantro last night. I know it's one of those love it, hate it, but I love it. But whenever I got it home from the grocery store, I filled a big old bowl up with plain water. And then I just took some white vinegar, and this is not technical. This is not brain science, brain surgery, brain something or other. Had a big old crock of water, and I put this much vinegar in it. Blop. That was it. And then I put my cilantro in it, and I whirled it around. And I didn't soak it. I just whirled it around and kind of agitated it and irritated it some. And then I rinsed it with some clean, clear water. And you would not believe how much, I should have saved it to show y'all, but it was gross looking, how much actual dirt was in the bottom of it. And this was some of that was snipped off. And I just put it in a glass and put some water in it. And it's like you're going to do a bouquet of flowers. All right, now, let's get us a little flavor of this, and we'll see if we think this needs anything. Excuse me, may I borrow you? We're not going to burn her mouth. I'm going to add just a little bit more cumin. I sure am. And that's the great thing about cooking at home, y'all. You can figure out what your taste is and what your family's taste is. And then you can make, that looks like another half teaspoon. You can make it to order the way y'all like it. Alrighty. Give this another stir. And I've got this turned down on about a 2. And this will help the everything absorb, and it'll get those onions and that little bit of lumps of garlic just kind of doing its thing. So there we go. Now while this is cooking and waiting on me so patiently, I'm going to put together a quick pico to go on top of this. So I'll see y'all back when we get ready to do that. So see you back in just a little bit. Okay, y'all, I have cut this off. And so it's just sitting here, sounding good, smelling good. I'm going to throw together my version of a pico de gallo. Now, what I have last night, I told you about I washed my cilantro and what I did to it. I have an onion, red onion that I chopped up, and I have a tomato that I had seeded as well. So what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to make a big bunch of this, y'all, because I like it fresh and I like it made kind of when you're about to eat it. So I'm just going to add just a little bit, probably 2 tablespoons of red onion. And I'm going to add about the same amount of this tomato. Now this tomato, I seeded it and I sliced it into little pieces. So I'm going to add about the same, about 2 tablespoons. That. Now because I failed to pick up a lime, I had my emergency lime juice in the refrigerator, and I'm going to use, first off I'm going to use my jalapenos because I'm going to use this spoon. Now I'm not going to slice a jalapeno and put it in here because neither of us care for that at all. But I do want a little bit of the bite of the heat. So I've just got my little spoon. I'm just going to get made a mess, about a teaspoon of the juice. There we go. And I'm going to have about, how much I want to use of this? Maybe about a teaspoon and a half. So it'll be kind of sharp. Give this a quick little toss. All right, now the thing everybody, who's going to use this, is clean. Everybody loves to hate on or love on the cilantro. All right, I'm just going to get a tear off of. Let's see, how much does that look like? I'm getting there. It's probably going to be too much, isn't it? Well, let's just work on it anyway, and we'll just add a little bit as we go, and we'll see what we think. So let's just see if we can get this all up in a wad, so we can kind of get at it better. Get this off. Give it a rough chop. Okay. Okay, that is probably going to be too much. So let's just add a good tablespoon of it. Now the rest of this will not go to waste because this will absolutely go on top of my taco salad. Okay. Hang on a minute. Let's just see. Let me get just a little bit here. I don't want to set myself on fire here. That is good. That is good. And when that gets back together with itself, it's going to be a very fresh thing on top. So, alrighty, I'm going to get this all cleaned up, and we'll get back together when it's time to put these taco salads together. So, don't go nowhere. Okay, y'all, he has hit the back door, and it is time to eat them up, yum, yum. So this taco meat has been sitting there doing its thing, and it just smells so good. Okay, so let me tell you what I've got going with this lettuce. This is just a regular iceberg lettuce, and you'll notice I'm using my tongs from the blooper reel, one pack. These do not do heavy lifting anymore. They're for light things, but this is going to be a gluten-free. And I'm going to use these Tostito Cantina because all of they have in them is corn, vegetable oil, and salt. No MSG, so yay. So I've got just a little layer on my plate. And I'm going to put some lettuce on it. And then also last night, what in the world? Hang on a minute, y'all. In the trash they go. Okay, I got the big boys here, and this is what I'm going to use. That other one, it just had to go. It's not worth the frustration. So I've got my little layer of chips, and I'm just going to put a little layer of meat. Now you can layer this ever how you want to, whatever the things that you want to put on it. You can use olives, tomatoes, onions. You know, I've still got those over here. I'm not going to top mine with any of that. Put a little bit more on those edges right there. But you can do anything to this. Put some sour cream on it. I have some sharp cheddar cheese that I shredded last night. And what I like to do with my cheese, I buy it in the blocks, you know, and then I'll shred it. And I wrap this in parchment, well, that's wax paper last night. And then I put it in a tight glass lidded container, put in the refrigerator. So that cut out on some of the, what I had to do this morning to get us some dinner on the table. So there we go. Alrighty, and to this, I'm gonna add, let's go ahead and just add some of this cheese here on top. Yeah. Now, I know somebody's going to fuss at me about using that pot holder to wipe up something, but one of my kitchen rules is whenever a pot holder comes out of, or a dish rag or a towel or whatever comes out of the drawer, it does not go back in the drawer until it comes out of the dryer. So that pot holder you saw me use was as clean as my other linens are in my kitchen. So anyway, just nipping that one in the bud. Sorry about that, had to get that one off the chest. But we're just going to put some of this wonderful Poncho's Copycat Tropical dressing. Just a little bit of that over here. This salad is entirely too big for me, but it's gonna be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so I've got our homemade pico right here. I'm just going to put just a little bit on top. All right. Okay, y'all, drum roll. Let's see, which one of these do I want to attack first? It's so hard to figure out which bite you want to get first, isn't it? Because I want to get some that's got some good stuff on it. Okay, let's just get us. You know I'm going to make a mess when company's here. Hang on a minute, y'all. I'm having a time. Okay, let's just see what we think. Y'all, this is hard to eat, but it is seriously good. So, that is right on the money. Okay, y'all, now that I've made a mess, we're going to go sit down at the table. We're going to eat them up yum yum while it's still good and hot. So, make yourself a taco salad. If you've got a hankering for something, like I have for the last couple of weeks for a taco salad or whatever it is, get out there and whip it up your own self. Make your family happy. And go do something fun. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.